What if the most powerful people on Earth didn't need titles? What if their power didn't come from elections, armies, or money, but from something older, something hidden, a symbol, a gesture, a name whispered for centuries? The Illuminati. You've seen their signs, in music videos, on dollar bills and Super Bowl performances. Are they just stars or messengers of a deeper force? Tonight we unlock a truth that was never meant to be seen. This is Hidden Secret Facts. Enter the Illuminati. Just saying the name conjures images of shadowy puppet masters blamed for everything from revolutions to pop music. But is it real? Or just a way to explain a world that feels out of control? The Illuminati myth endures because it adapts. Kings then, media and finance now. The story is always the same. A hidden elite runs the show and we're just along for the ride. It's both terrifying and oddly comforting. To find the truth, you have to go back to the beginning. Before the myths, before the conspiracies. The real story starts not with world domination, but with a handful of radical thinkers in 18th century Germany. And it's way more interesting than you think. Bavaria, 1776. While America fights for independence, Adam Weishaupt, a young professor, is plotting a revolution of the mind. Stifled by the church and monarchy, Weishaupt dreams of a world guided by reason and freedom. He sees institutions as corrupt, keeping people ignorant to maintain power. So on May 1st, he forms the Order of the Illuminati, the Enlightened. Their goal? Not world domination, but liberation, a new order based on equality and rational thought. They recruit Europe's brightest, aiming to place them in positions of influence, government, courts, schools. Secrecy is their shield, open rebellion would be suicide. Their plan: infiltrate, influence, and quietly reshape society from within. They want to abolish monarchies, end state religion, and promote global citizenship. Radical? Absolutely. Dangerous? No question. In a world where questioning authority could get you killed, secrecy was survival. The Illuminati's revolution was a long game, planting seeds for a future they might never see. It was a bold experiment in changing the world from the shadows. Forget the Hollywood rituals. The real Illuminati ran like a covert network. Secrecy, deception, and a strict hierarchy protected their mission. New recruits started in the dark, climbing through levels of initiation before learning the true goal. A world without kings or priests. Code names and ciphers kept identities hidden. Weishaupt was Spartacus. Their pyramid structure meant members only knew a handful of others, limiting damage if someone was caught. Psychological profiles and encrypted letters were standard. Intelligence gathering was key. Their real power wasn't numbers, but strategy. The masterstroke? Infiltrating the Freemasons, already a network of Europe's elite. By recruiting from within, the Illuminati spread their ideas fast and quietly. They were a virus in the system, playing a dangerous game against the world's most powerful institutions. Their methods were brilliant and risky, but the higher they climbed, the more dangerous the game became. Secrets never stay buried. In 1785, Bavarian authorities discovered the Illuminati. The crackdown was swift: raids, arrests, and public exposure. Weishaupt was exiled, the order scattered, and the Illuminati as an organization was crushed. On the surface, it was a total defeat. But the story didn't end there. The government's expose backfired, spreading the Illuminati's radical ideas across Europe and America. Their symbols, pyramids, eyes, flames, took on a life of their own. People wondered, did the Illuminati really vanish or just go deeper underground? The myth grew. Maybe the most powerful members escaped, continuing their work in secret. The Illuminati's official death was just the start of their legend. Their ideas became immortal, haunting the imagination. The order was gone, but the ghost remained. And that ghost would soon become a global obsession. Let's talk symbols, the pyramid and the all-seeing eye. You see them on the dollar bill and think, Illuminati. But these symbols are ancient, borrowed from Egypt, Christianity, and beyond. The pyramid's stability, eternity, a project unfinished, perfect for a group building a new world. The all-seeing eye, once the eye of Horus, later God's watchful gaze, then enlightenment reason shining on ignorance. The Illuminati didn't invent these, they just tapped into their power. The Great Seal of the US used the same imagery, inspired by Masonic and classical traditions. The overlap is coincidence, not conspiracy. These symbols became shorthand for secret knowledge and power. The Illuminati were just one of many groups fascinated by ancient wisdom. The symbols' real power? They're timeless, mysterious, and open to endless interpretation. The Illuminati's real story should have ended in Bavaria, but it exploded into myth thanks to two men, John Robison and Augustin Barruel. In the chaos after the French Revolution, they blamed the Illuminati for everything: revolution, anti-Christian plots, the collapse of order. Their books went viral, turning a small Bavarian club into a global villain. Suddenly, the Illuminati were the masterminds behind every upheaval. The theory spread fast. It doesn't disappear, it hides. The most chilling part, they left a mark, a symbol, a message in plain sight, the all-seeing eye, floating inside a pyramid, now printed on the US dollar. But it didn't start there. The Eye of Horus, the Egyptian god of perception and protection, symbolized spiritual awareness. When Christianity borrowed the eye, it meant divine judgment. But to the Illuminati and those who came after, it became something else. Surveillance, control, unseen knowledge. The triangle, pointing upward, represents ascension. The eye, all-seeing truth. It became a quiet signature, left on everything from architecture to album covers. After their destruction, something strange happened. Rumors grew. Revolutions were blamed on them. Banking collapses, royal deaths, wars. Books accused them of controlling everything. The French Revolution, the Rothschilds, the Freemasons, the Vatican. The Illuminati became the perfect villain, invisible, intelligent, eternal. And in the 20th century, the fear returned, stronger than ever. In a world rebuilt after 2 world wars, people asked, who's really in charge now? And the answer again was whispered, the Illuminati. Fast forward, modern power isn't on thrones, it's on stages. Celebrities speak to billions, and if you want to influence culture, you start with the influencers. Jay-Z throws the triangle symbol with his hands, his rock sign. Fans saw it, others saw the mark. Travis Scott, at Astroworld, stood in front of a giant flaming eye, surrounded by screams. To some it was music, to others, a ritual. Billie Eilish, with blackened eyes, inverted visuals, and religious symbols, becomes something darker with every video. The Weeknd appears as an angel, then a demon. One moment he's bloodied, the next reborn. Symbolic death, symbolic control. These aren't just visuals, they're messages. Repeated, refined, ritualized. But what about athletes? Surely they're free from this. Not quite. LeBron James has a pyramid eye tattoo on his arms, cryptic scripts on his chest, references to hidden orders, his signature chalk toss before every game, a triangle in the air, right before the world watches. Coincidence or performance with ancient echoes? Many other celebrities, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Eminem, Katy Perry, even Drake, carry Illuminati-coded tattoos. Some admit it's just a look, but looks can say more than words. So is this all marketing, aesthetic, style, or is it cover? In a world of distraction, symbolism is the most powerful language. A triangle, an eye, a gesture, that's all it takes. Elon Musk posts symbols, tweets about simulation theory, and shows up in occult costumes. Donald Trump talks about the deep state, the shadow cabal, and they, constantly. Are they insiders, outsiders, controlled, controllers? Maybe the Illuminati doesn't need to exist anymore, because the system they represented does. It's a mindset, a way of operating, a hierarchy that doesn't need to be announced. Humans crave answers, and when the world feels chaotic, we reach for patterns. The Illuminati is the perfect pattern. Unseen, all-powerful, connected to symbols, rituals, deaths, fame. When a celebrity dies suddenly, fans say sacrifice. When a tech billionaire rises too fast, they say Illuminati funded. And when we see the eye, the triangle, the ritual, we think, I've seen this before. It means something. Maybe the truth isn't whether they exist, but why we still need them to. So, do the Illuminati exist? Probably not as a club with robes and candles, but the idea, the structure, the psychological power of secret hierarchy, very real. They don't control the world with magic. They control it with influence, images, and silence. So next time you see a triangle, an eye, a celebrity's cryptic tattoo, ask yourself, Is this just design, or a message from something much older than fame? You just watched Hidden Secret Facts. If you're still here, you're not like the rest. Subscribe. Join the thinkers. The ones who ask,